I discovered walking. I love seeing the flowers and trees, bumblebees, streams, geese, and ducks. Though in all honesty, the best part is home is only 30 minutes away. The main problem is if you live in a place that... Oh, I've been going for a lot of walks lately, out where the green stuff is. I'm the type of person who forgets the world exists beyond my blinds. If given the chance, I'll spend all day, every week, most of the month, inside. I like staying inside. It's safe in there, and that's where my computer and books are. Months ago, I wouldn't leave except for going to the library or the grocery store, or that's about it. The necessities. For weeks on end, months at a time. One time, it kind of got to me. I messaged up a friend saying I was lonely, and now we go for walks 2 to 3 times a month. And my eyes have been opened. I enjoyed the walk so much I started going by myself, even if my friend couldn't join. My backpack on, water bottle filled, all sunscreened up. It's been great. I sleep better, exercise more, I'm in my head less, motivation is accelerated, anxiety is weaker. I've discovered that everything in my life is a little bit improved if I get to walk through trees and near a stream instead of staying in my bachelor apartment every moment of the day. It's weird. You'd think someone would have told me about how good going for a walk would make me feel, but I guess nothing. So I'm here to share my first-hand account about the wonderfulness of outside, specifically toward the walking side of it. That is, going outside with intention, seeing the green stuff, yeah, walking around it and smelling it and poking it. Okay, listen, I have no idea what I'm doing. The entirety of my experience was gained pretty much in the last several months. I used to go for walks sometimes years ago, but didn't realize how great they were until the bad sick made me stay inside for almost 3 years. Now I'm wondering if other people are in a similar boat to me. So let's share. First, maybe you think walking is boring. Well, maybe I can change your mind. Look at this picture. Do you see that? I found it outside. It's a plant. A flower? I almost forgot they existed until I went outside and found them again. Do you smell that? Smells nice. Breaking news! Shut-in discovers that flowers exist. In all seriousness, seeing plants in all their varieties, the multitude of flowers and trees and other growing things is just relaxing. Life slows down a little when you hear the sounds of birds, the whispering of wind-rustled branches. Sometimes, as you're walking, you'll spot a bumblebee working away, gathering pollen. You can see the pollen on their hind legs, sitting there, waiting to be brought back to the hive. You can follow the bee along the plants to each bulb, watching them work, then they fly away, gone, taking the moment and the pollen with them. So you move on, continuing your walk, but knowing that that little bee is out there somewhere. Where did it go? But look at that, nature. Seeing it in YouTube videos or nature documentaries is one thing, but going outside to experience it yourself is an entirely different mood. Watching a bumblebee working is just so cathartic to my corporate burnt out soul. Just watching such a little thing being so busy with so much work. Life moves on outside the office and my room, I guess. What else can you do on a walk? Well, I like taking pictures of random things. Plants, trees, bees, the water, the rain on water, the ducks floating, the ducklings grouping together, baby geese, big geese. The geese are friendly where I live. Hi! One time, I was bored, so I measured how long the ducks could hold their breath for. The adults went for 22 seconds and the ducklings went for 8 seconds. This was an average across 3 different dives, and I'm sure they could have gone for longer, but it was fun observing and getting the data myself. Doing random things like watching wildlife or taking pictures helped me make the walk more intentional. They stopped me from getting bored since I'm constantly looking around for something mildly interesting to take up my time. If you're looking for your fun, you'll probably just end up making your own, like the duck thing. You're bored on walks? Trick yourself into liking it. And that's what the camera/phone is for. I'm forced to pay attention to the outside, forced to judge the heck out of these flowers to see if they're worthy of taking a picture. Maybe you don't want all these pictures? Delete them. It's a tool to help you make the walk more fun, a method of tricking yourself into doing something healthy. Sometimes, a lot of the times, you gotta trick yourself into doing the healthy stuff. Otherwise, what do I do during a walk? I kinda just look at things and smell things, listen to the birds, stare at the ducks, look at this duck, 8 out of 10 duck, good duck. A walk is when I take a break from regular city life to experience things outside of what I see on my screen. A hike is similar, but I like walks more because it requires less planning, and if I want to go home, I'm usually max 1 hour away. Next, there's people watching. Specifically the musicians. They play music outside. I saw a flutist the other day. She was playing Scarborough Fair. Hearing her play swept me away, and instead of my regular normal walk, I was suddenly in the middle of a fantasy forest with spirits and glowing things and magical creatures. I unfortunately don't normally carry money with me, so I didn't have anything to give her. You can also find people playing other instruments. Guitar, bass, singing. Multiple times I see ladies who bring out a a geese. This thing. It's so cool, YouTube it or go for a walk. Maybe you'll find people playing it too. It also gives me fantasy music vibes. I'm adding it to my music rotation. Sometimes the musicians are so good you can just sit there outside surrounded by trees listening for 30 minutes or more. Relaxing, completely disconnected from all the day-to-day stressors of city life. Corporate soul-sucking job? Who cares? It's far away from you at that moment. Sigh of relaxation. Then, in the distance, just at the peak of your awareness, you'll hear an out-of-tune violinist. You get all sorts in the outside. That's part of the fun. May his confidence never waver. You can find statues and gardens, often plaques you can read. Going outside is kind of like those settlement building games where the more statues and gardens you have, the higher the desirability of the area. Then my favorite thing to do outside, find a pond, some flat rocks, and then skip them across. My best was 8 skips. Bonus points if you bring a friend and compete. I won, by the way. Let it be immortalized here. And if you don't want to be alone, going with friends is wonderful. I don't know what it is about walks, but they bring out the conversations and discussions in a way that tea or coffee just can't. You can walk around for hours and hours just talking about nothing or having deep existential thoughts about what's better left alone. I have like 2 friends I hang out with regularly. Hi friends. And going for walks are my favorite things to do with them. Even if you don't have anything to talk about, just enjoy the scenery together. It's also a really cheap activity to do together considering it costs 0 money, assuming you don't have to drive there, that is. So there's no excuse except having to drive there. Stupid North America. Then lastly, the real fitness and mental health perks walking gives you. For me, an hour-long walk is a substitute for exercising. I dislike running. I trick myself into doing it by reading a book at the same time. Going for a walk is another way I trick myself into exercising because there's so much you can enjoy at the same time. It feels like a cheat code, like you're getting the exercise done without actually having to do it because you're having fun at the same time. Then the mental health perks. Going for a walk, especially in green areas, helps keep my head clear, helps me sleep, reduces my anxiety. The sunshine is great too. Wear your sunscreen. Google agrees with me. It's not just in my head. All that being said, going for a walk is worth it. I hope I've managed to convince you to give it a try, assuming you've gotten this far. Maybe only my friends did. Hi friends. Each walk is like a little mini adventure. You never know what you're going to find, and at the end of it, you'll feel like a more well-rounded person. Stay safe out there.